Hi there, it's Fifi. Welcome to my very messy craft desk. Please excuse the untidiness. I'd like to say it's not always like this, but actually it is, so there you go. I wanted to stop in today just to do a show and tell, really, to show you the ATCs that I got from the lovely Betsydoodle D in her recent ATC exchange that she ran on her channel. I'm sure you've seen these before on Dee's own channel when she made them. She's done a few videos showing how and what she was making, but I thought I'd like to just stop in and say thank you very much, Dee, for the lovely ATCs and the extras that you put in, and then just to mention a couple of other things. As a result of Dee's very kind words, I have had lots and lots of nice comments, some new subscribers, which, given the fact that I've only got one video up, is ever so nice, and lots of new people have befriended me on Instagram as well, so that's great because I like to follow people back, and then that's where we get all our inspiration. I get masses of inspiration from the likes of Dee and lots of other YouTubers, and it's just such a lovely community. So here are the ATCs that Dee sent me. I was going to try and pick favourites, but that's like picking your favourite child. Not that I have any children, but I would imagine it'd be like picking your favourite child, so I'm not going to do that. But I will give this one a very special mention because this is it's just beautiful. I could make a piece of jewellery from that little piece alone. This reminds me of a globe. And I love maps and globes and map art and planets and things like that, so this is it's just gorgeous. Another special mention for this one, just because it's such simplicity. There's lots of different pieces of found paper, packaging and all sorts that have been snipped up and made into a mosaic, and yeah, it's just so clever. Really enjoyed that one. I could go through every single one of them, and quite frankly they'd all be my favourites. This is one of Dee's finger painted flowers that she was doing recently. Cherish every moment. This is a fun autumnal Halloween one, free to fly, and there's a smiley little pumpkin there and some lovely texture and threads and things on. This one, I love the colours on this one. The blue, the sort of duck egg blue, and the background, the darker background, they just work so well together. And the little phrase says, "That was my boy," and it's a little dog. And we don't have any pets at the moment. We kind of live away from home for work, but where we rent, they did have a little Jack Russell who sadly died last year, and it just makes me think of her, and it's so pretty. That was my boy, and the boy and his dog. This one is really heavily textured. It looks like the background's embossed, and then there's an embossed heart in different colours and metallic, which is great. This was extra to the swap. We agreed a swap of 6, and this was just an extra little ATC, but this is also one of my favourites. So that's 7 up to now, isn't it, really? And this one's been stamped with the most delicate little scripty words in the background, and then embossed. It looks like it's ancient English or ancient French or something like that, but just so effective. I have to just think with the gold touches and things, it's so pretty. So those are our cards, and then as well as that, I got the most fabulous little stack of painty papers. So these they look like metallic inks or alcohol inks, and there's sort of metallic-y shimmery things in there as well on photo paper. So I am going to go off and I'm going to be finding something to do with some of those because they are just fabulous. So again, thank you so much, Dee. It was such fun doing the swap. I haven't done any swaps like that for quite a long time, so it really gets your your creative juices going, so it's really enjoyable to take part in that. I just wanted to mention a couple of other things. One was, this is a copy of a card I did as part of my swap that I sent to Dee that's not finished. I think I ran out of letters. The letters on the one I sent to Dee had I am in the middle, and they were just made out of cork stick-on letters that I covered in a really bright, it was a Dyna paint, I think the Pebeo Dyna Red Violet, if I recall. But I ran out of, I think I didn't have enough M's in the end. But I just wanted to talk very quickly about the words and where I got the words. And where they come from is a couple of years ago when I was on holiday, I found a really good charity bookshop in Aberdeen, of all places. And I'd seen a tip, and I think it might be from someone like Nick the Booksmith, or Caged Fish possibly, and it was to look for large print books in the charity bookshop, and I found 2 or 3 large print books. And what I do is I will go through the book, and as you'll see, I take my metal ruler and I just tear out words and phrases, and then I just collect them. Sad, eh? Now this is a lighter coloured one, but there is also a couple of older books that have the kind of the pages that are going quite brown and aged looking, and so I just snip them out, and any phrases that catch my eye or words that catch my eye, and I just save them, and I sit with a little, where are they? Well, I've got a couple of little jars, and I'll sit in front of the telly and I'll tear them out with a metal ruler, and I'll stick them in a jar and save them. And every so often I'll get a pile of them and I'll stick them in somewhere and do things with them. So I thought they were ideal. And they make little instant messages for ATCs and things like that. But on this one, I just went really over the top. My first inspiration was this piece here. This is just a canvas, an old canvas that was going really cheap in the supermarket. So you see it had it kind of had a phrase on. It's one of these home decor pieces that you get in the likes of Sainsbury's and things. And I bought them for next to nothing, and I just keep them. And if I want to do a piece of art, then I'll do it on this. So on this, I just used some found papers and collaged them all down. Then I put an ombre rainbow finish around it, and then I stuck down all the inspirational words around there in a kind of a sun ray effect, and stuck on a piece in the middle that says I am. And that got me thinking about doing an ATC similar. So I took similar words, stuck them all down, I inked the edges and then stuck them all down, and then stuck the I am in the middle, and that made my ATC. And that all came from a large print library book. So that's something I quite enjoy doing, and I might do another one. I might do a large canvas in this design, in this style, but with the background completely covered. But I'm really going to have to go some to get all those words, because it's going to take a lot of words to do that. But I'll give it a go. The other thing I just wanted to mention was the little border stamp thing that I had included as some extras. I've not done this very well, it's a bit wonky, but what I do is I cut this out using one of these border punches. This is one of my favourite border punches, and I basically, it cuts both edges of the paper away, so you end up with like a freestanding, shaped on both sides border strip. And then I just stick it through this Xyron machine. Somebody had mentioned, one of Dee's viewers subscribers had mentioned that she thought it was a Xyron, and it is. It's just one of these little Xyron sticker machines, and what you do is you feed the die cut into the top, and then you pull it through, and it basically backs it onto adhesive paper, and then you pull this top piece off, you burnish it down, you pull this top piece off, and you're left with a sticker on the sticker backing sheet. and you've got an instant sticker. And I've gone and broken this one, but it doesn't matter because I've got loads of them. So yeah, I just thought I'd show that because it's a great way of making some fancy little borders and edges for journals, journal pages and ATCs and things like that. And I just do it onto, I'll just take a strip of painty paper. This was music paper that was sprayed over, and then just cut it out with the border punch. Nice and easy. Very effective. I love these stylized roses. They're one of my most favourite things. And the other thing, the last thing, quite boring really. Actually, it's not the last thing. This is what I did at the weekend. So I treated myself to a new pair of trainers last week, and it came in a really nice sturdy box. And so I spent a lovely half hour cutting this box into 2.5 by 3.5 ATC bags. And so what I'm thinking about doing is doing one of these ATC a day type challenges. I might just do it for August, and it's just for myself. I'm going to see if I can find a prompt list that will give me a bit of inspiration on a day-to-day basis. Just a simple word, one word prompt list. And I'm going to have a go at making a few more ATCs using these as my backers. They're lovely and thick, so they'll be ideal. The final thing is, as part, and I'm not sure if I can put it go. I'm not sure where it is actually. I don't know if it's to hand. No, I'm not going to. Oh, there it is. Part of the box, part of the shoe box, the bit where, you know, where they stick their finger in to pull the box out of the shelf or out of a stack of boxes. It has this lovely hole, and I've covered it up because I'm going to put gesso on this, and I just thought that was such a lovely such a lovely hole. That sounds terrible. It was such a lovely sort of what do you call these things, a brad or a oh, I can't remember the name of them. I just thought that was so lovely that it had to be made into a tag. So I've taken the black stuff off already. I've put a layer of matte medium down so that it's nice and kind of fills in all the cardboardy bits. I've taken a couple of corners off there, and I can see I've not done that very evenly, so I'm going to have to do that again. And then I'm going to make a tag out of that. Now, I follow a Facebook group which is run by a lovely lady called Sherry Whitfield, I think, called Tag It Tuesday, and they have a prompt every month with different tags. And one of my tags wasn't cutting very well. My flower tag, my flower punch, not tag, one of my punches wasn't cutting very well. It wasn't doing very well at all, and so I've heard a tip that if you cut tin foil out with it, it sharpens them up. So I had to go, and I had a bunch of tin foil flower shapes, and so I have used the tin foil flower shapes to make some of these little tin foil roses. And the theme on this month's Tag It Tuesday, which is just about to expire, is to use foil in a project. And so I thought I'd use one of these roses, or maybe all of them, I don't know, make it pretty dimensional, somehow, some way to make a tag for Tag It Tuesday. So that's my next project. I don't know how good I'm going to be at keeping up with videos. I tend to take so long doing projects. I'll come along and spend 15 minutes tinkering about with something, and then I'll go off and get distracted and go and do some chores, and then I'll come back and I'll spend another 15 minutes. So by the time I sort of record a whole project, I might have, I don't know, 20 snippets of little video to stitch together, and then I have to do a voiceover. I have got one project that I've done that on, and I've got something like an hour and a half's filming down to about 12 minutes because it was just so long, and so I have to record a voiceover for that. But honestly, every time I start doing it, I just laugh at myself and I have to stop. So it's not been very successful so far. But anyway, bear with me. I will eventually get that done, and I will be sure to pop back in and post some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing in the coming weeks and months. I'll give you an update on how my ATC challenge is going, if it's going at all, although I'm going on my jolly holidays next month, which maybe not a good idea to do an ATC a day. But I usually do take a little art kit with me when I'm doing my travel, when we're off on our travels, so hopefully I should still be able to do it. Anyway, thanks for stopping in, and thank you all for your lovely kind comments on my ATCs. Thanks again to Dee for the swap and for the gorgeous ATCs. Look, I'm covering them up, how dare I. And I will hopefully see you soon. Bye bye.